Now it's all yours.
Okay, I think we're ready, so I'm going to get ready to start. I have little timers just to keep track of time. Okay. Well, I'm going to start off by introducing everybody. I'm Shay. Then we have Kristen, Taylor, Morgan, Mike, Sandy, Ryan, and Ashley. And together we form the SHIFT team. So kind of like the background of Project SHIFT is what we call it. SHIFT stands for Shaping How Incoming Freshmen Transition. To begin, I would like to start with a quote to sum up kind of like our mission statement. The beginning of the battle is getting students to come. The latter of the battle is getting students to stay. And this quote sums up the reasoning behind why we created this program. And to give a little more information, I'll talk about the task given to us. So we had the task of figuring out retention. Retention is a continual concern on the university campuses, and Southeast faculty and administration are looking for ways to improve retention campus-wide. To cope with this problem, we feel that creating an environment of mentorship will have profound results. According to Merriam-Webster, mentorship is a personal developmental relationship in which a more experienced or more knowledgeable person helps guide a less experienced or less knowledgeable person. The problem of retention and mentorship was also proposed by students that were in the diversity task force. The recommendation from the task force read, improve career development, mentorship, and networking opportunities for underserved student populations. Develop business relationships that foster an awareness of today's college student population. Such relationships would increase access to real-world experiences and entry-level careers. Likewise, develop programs that expose underserved student populations to a variety of career opportunities. And so from having that recommendation from the task force, we geared this program kind of to a more narrow restraint, which was focusing on the mass communication department. And that department kind of breaks down into the mass comm journalism, the public relations, the TV and film department, and then the advertising department. And so from the people that are on this team, we have mass comm, journalism, PR, and advertising. We kind of wish we had more spokespersons from TV and film, but we don't. So there was kind of like a flaw in our progress, but we had to work with what we had, so that was it. And to move forward, we're going to go to the purpose with Kristen.
Okay, so kind of basing off what Shay said here, the purpose is to provide relationships and moral support along with academic guidance, because a lot of times students do come into SEMO and don't know a lot of people, and it is good to have someone a little older to guide you through it and maybe introduce you to other people, and so you can build other relationships on campus. Another is increase retention, not only like with the university, but just within your major as well. So if you are with someone, a mentor who is in your major, they can help you just grow in it and maybe even just teach you tips and help out. And then also increase freshman involvement at Southeast. With SHIFT, we can introduce other clubs and organizations that you can get involved in, just so you're not only involved with the campus, but the community as well. So now I'm going to pass it on to Taylor with mentee requirements.
Okay, so this is all pretty straightforward and to the point as it's on the prezi here. We have like a baseline GPA of a 2.5 for the minimum. If they're like an incoming freshman, that'll be based off of their high school GPA coming in, or if they're like a transfer student or anything, it'll go based off of their GPA here at the university. To be in the program, you have to participate in the intake training, which it'll be extensive but not super long. And then you also need to have like a general knowledge of technology and social media, which is pretty much a given in today's society. So I'm going to pass it over to Morgan, and she's going to go a little more in depth with mentor requirements.
Okay, so we were a little more specific with mentor requirements. We want them to have a 2.8 GPA within their field. We also want them to have a recommendation letter from someone in the department, a professor or something. We also want to have an interview process, just kind of a brief question answer thing. If they do get admitted, we're going to do a shift workshop within the summer before the school year. We're also going to require them to have 2 semesters in the mass comm department, just completely finished up. So overall, we're basically just looking for someone who's got well-rounded experience within the department that can give resources to any of the students. So now I'm going to pass it on to Michael, who's going to talk about publicity.
Okay, so as individuals, we've all kind of chosen to study the art of communication. So we all know the importance of learning to effectively communicate with our publics. So it's kind of no different for Shift here. So I'm going to share with you kind of like the ways we plan to spread the word about our program and promote ourselves as an organization. So first and foremost, departmental emails. Utilizing department emails, we all get them from department heads. They're a great way to get in touch with students across the department in general. But making sure that the emails aren't too wordy or lengthy, because nobody really likes to read wordy or lengthy emails. Making sure it's straight to the point and that we have all the information necessary for the students to get in contact with us as peer mentors. Also, MC 101 courses. This is kind of where all mass comm students start their mass communication career. All of them are typically within there. All of the mass comm students have to take that course. So it's a great resource to utilize to get in touch with the students who are just starting off in their career. I'm kind of going to go skip over flyers and then go into Show Me Day. I'll go back to flyers. But Show Me Day is also another great resource too, because it gives us the opportunity to get in touch with those students who are incoming and kind of influence their decision whether or not they want to become a part of the mass communication department, really getting ahead of the game before they come to SEMO and introducing to them to all the positives of the mass communication department. And then we can hop back to flyers. Typically around campus, that's the best way to communicate with students, is utilizing flyers. For any event or student organization that you see or hear about, there is a corresponding flyer that goes with that. So flyers are a great way to get in contact or spread the word about an organization or a program in general. UC informational meetings are also great as well. The UC is the central point of campus, and there's a lot of meetings that take place there already. Probably most likely during common hour, where all the students are free, where we can draw in the most audience to share all the benefits about our program and give information about the program in general. And of course, Living at Southeast in general, just utilizing social media. A lot of stuff gets posted at Living at Southeast on a daily basis, so making sure that you post like flashy content, not necessarily flashy, but content that draws the eye and gets people's attention, at least your public and your target audience's attention. Making sure that we post on these mediums that the people are utilizing on a daily basis. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Sandra, who's going to talk about what you can benefit from the SHIFT program.
Okay, so I'm gonna come back to meetings and talk about the information provided. I know all of us agreed upon that when we first came into our majors, or even Southeast, like Kristen said, we didn't know anyone. We didn't, especially upperclassmen who have taken the major or courses that we were interested in. So we're gonna discuss the worries and concerns of the mentee and assist them with whether if it's about a certain teacher, a certain course, whether they should take it or when to take it. Different resources that different resources that are provided and experiences that we experience, such as whether if it's internships, knowing where to go as far as like Grout offers the different Mac lab, there's different softwares that can be utilized. I know in the TV and Film Patrol, again, we didn't have people who were in the TV and film, but we do know where to direct them to the people that have that, and if they wanted to become a mentor, then they can talk to those people. The Arrow, if they want to get into journalism, writing, knowing who to submit a story to, or who to talk to about a story that has been taking place. Guide students throughout the major courses. Again, teachers, you don't know how certain teachers are, whether you should take that course later in your semester, or if you're just figuring out if this major is just for you in general. And then going back to meetings, face-to-face, we'll all come together in a big open group meeting so everyone can see who the mentors and mentees are and just know who they can call upon, ask questions if they need help. The virtual group meetings, utilizing email, of course, the GroupMe app, we can all just contact each other when we can't get together in those big group meetings, so it's very convenient. The one-on-one meetings, those won't happen all the time, but depending on what the mentee needs, we can be assistants, and Ryan will go into that further.
And when to meet, and this is actually a schedule of all our events throughout the school year. We start the school year off with an intake meeting with the mentors and mentees, faculty bonding. We also have a bunch of events where we give our mass comm majors a chance to actually get an experience in that field. Like one day they'll be going to the Arrow. We have midtime check-ins. We have other check-ins as well. And we fan out throughout the end of the semester, so it's kind of like we walk them through the end of the semester, and we kind of let them do their own thing when we leading towards the end of the school year. And then we also have graduation at the end. And now we going back to say,
Okay, so shift will work for you because it is a mutually beneficial program that allows both the mentor and the mentee to gain professional experience. Different experiences like sharing network connections, going on agency tours, the RSSA. You get to develop and maintain relationships with these people and your mentor and the people in your group. And these relationships are going to help positively impact your academic success. And with academic success comes everybody's favorite thing, and that's graduating. So I'll pass this on to Michael, who spoke at a mass comm student.
So the next thing that we're going to show you is just a video that we put together. We interviewed a Mass Comm public relations student and asked them some general questions about the program and all that stuff. It doesn't have sound.
To benefit me because it would provide me an opportunity to learn more about my major and learn real world experience. And so that way when I get to a certain point in my life, there's no question, there's no uncertainty, I can just go into it. I feel like a mentor would be a big help because it would help me understand exactly what it is I'm getting into, and just have someone that's there for me to understand, that's in the same major, that understands exactly what I'm going through, and that can shed light on what they've been through and how it can help me. Resume building, and I would like to learn more exactly what it is PR specialists do and working in a PR agency, and how that even differs from working in the admin field. One of the big things that I'm kind of nervous about is that a lot of people tell me that they go from PR into advertising, and I don't really understand exactly what the difference is. And I'm nervous that I'm in the wrong place and I don't know exactly how PR is. I would hope to learn more about myself and learn more about the major that I'm going into. I hope to, by the end of it, understand better what it is that I'm going to be doing in the future.
And we're going to go ahead and pass it on to Shay, who's going to close for us.
Okay, so to kind of give a summary of everything that we talked about, we had our purpose and our mission and went through like the qualifications of how to be a mentor and how to be a mentee, and kind of just gave you guys an overview of the benefits and how we went about our process of figuring out what type of programs we should have. Like we talked to different students in the Mass Comm department to say, okay, these are the programs that I really want. I want to be able to talk to PR agencies and figure out what they do exactly on their jobs, and talk to journalists and see, hey, maybe this might be the career choice for me, or maybe not so much. So that was kind of the purpose of our mentorship program, but to also have that background too, so you can have someone that you can talk to if you need help. You can have someone to reach out to and check in on you because you're away from home now, and you don't necessarily have the support system that you need. So we're kind of like that on-campus support within the mass comm, journalism, PR, advertising, and film departments. So that's pretty much what we do to provide that mentorship, and hopefully that increases retention and also increases the involvement with the students on campus and make them feel welcome. So that's our presentation. If you guys have any questions, you can pose those, but we also want to get feedback from you guys about what else we could add to this program, because I actually do want to have this program at some point, and I've spent time working on it outside of this assignment, so I would like to get you guys feedback on that.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question. How did you come up with a 2.5 GPA for your mentee?
Well, that was kind of like a baseline. We want students that are not only, just new coming in,